What are the internet's 10 most searched relationship questions, and what are my answers to those questions? Mended Light. All right, welcome to Therapist Reacts Raw, where my producers give me something to react to that I'm just flying blind. I've never seen it before, so they have compiled Google's 10 most searched relationship questions for me to answer. Without further ado, let's dive in. What is the difference between dating and relationships? Well, it depends, because dating is a relationship. I mean, if we're going to get really, type 4 about it, I have a relationship with anybody who I interact with. There's someone who's serving me hot chocolate. We have a type of relationship, my friends. So I think this question is talking specifically about a romantic relationship. The biggest difference between dating and a relationship, in my mind, is exclusivity, right? Now, some polyamorous folks would disagree with that, and that's a whole different world with a whole different set of rules. And so I'm gonna talk about classic monogamy, right? But for those who are polyamorous, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What's the difference for you between dating and a relationship? In a classic monogamous relationship, it's the degree of exclusivity, right? If we're dating, in my opinion, that means that we go out, right? We spend time together, we go on dates. When someone says, are you two dating? It's kind of a gray area. I always ask, do you mean are we exclusive or just are we going out, right? I always ask that question because it means different things to different people. To me, that's what dating means. Whereas being in a relationship means there's not really anybody else, right? We've excluded all other possibilities and we're focusing in on each other and seeing if this thing's gonna go the distance. So that to me is the difference between dating and a relationship. Can you date multiple people? Yeah, I think you absolutely can, because the purpose of dating is, one, to have fun, but two, it's to try different people out and see who's a fit for you, right? If presuming you're looking for a long-term committed relationship. So dating multiple people is fine as long as everybody knows. As long as you're being very clear and upfront, just so you know, I'm not being exclusive with you right now. I'm taking other offers, I'm going on other dates. Does that work for you? Or do you want to be exclusive? I think as long as everyone's aware and everyone's on the same page, it's not a problem. I know, for example, in college, I dated a lot of people at the same time. I mean, not exactly the same time. It wasn't like a sitcom where I have a date in this side of the restaurant and a date in that side of the restaurant and I'm running back and forth. But I dated a lot of people at once. But once someone was my girlfriend, then I wasn't dating anybody else, right? So it's just communication and boundaries and managing expectations. What is a healthy dating relationship? A healthy dating relationship is an honest dating relationship. It's a genuine dating relationship where people, because most everybody, Dr. John Van Epp in his book, How to Avoid Falling in Love with a Jerk, he talks about it takes at least 90 days for people to show you who they are, right? Because we're all putting our best foot forward. So what's a healthy dating relationship? I'm showing you who I really am, and who I really am is kind, respectful, genuine, forgiving, accountable, humble, teachable, considerate, conscientious, right? So a healthy dating relationship is one in which both partners are being real and both partners are being good to each other. And if you're being dishonest or you're being deceitful or you're stepping out with somebody else or you're being manipulative or abusive or controlling or neglectful, then that's not a healthy dating relationship. Hey, light menders, maybe you're overwhelmed with life, the expectations of others, and your responsibilities. It could be that you're not sure how to get your life or your family working the way you want, and you feel powerless to change any of it. We hear you. Loud and clear. That's why we've designed a low-cost Mended Light membership site to give you an affordable, self-guided option for trauma recovery, emotional health, and stronger relationships. You'll get access to courses such as Closeness Through Conflict, Connecting with Personality Types, Couples Foundations, Family Councils, Love Languages and Beyond, How to Blend Families, Hope After Divorce, Growing Through Grief, Healthy Dating, Parenting for Personal Worth, Trusting and Restoring Trust, Sexuality, Intimacy and the Higher Self, Anxiety, Sadness and Finding Your Power, Creating the Life You Want, and many more. All of these courses are available or coming soon to the membership site with a new course every month. What's more, every month Alicia and I offer live Q&As with members where we answer your burning questions about trauma recovery, how to have healthy relationships, and how to improve your mental health. And we have a Book of the Month Club, where you can join us as we read, then talk about a different book to help us all along in our growth and healing. And did I mention the giveaways? Every month we select winners from among our members for free Mended Light merch, gift cards, virtual lunches with Alicia and I, vacations, cruises, and more. Sign up for your Mended Light membership today with no sign-up or cancellation fees. Why wait to heal? Why wait to feel brave and whole? Get started now by clicking below. When is a relationship over? Sometimes relationships are over in the sense that we're not talking, we're not seeing each other, we're not going out, we don't text, we don't call, we don't interact. There is no relationship. It's like that Goit song, Somebody That I Used to Know, right? A lot of other times though, relationships are like energy. They just change form. Like if someone dies, the molecules just take on a different form. They don't stop existing. A lot of relationships go from friendship to romantic and back to friendship. We tried romance, it didn't work. I know people who are healthier and happier and closer as friends after they got divorced than when they were married, because they weren't relying on each other to be partners in a partnership that wasn't going to work, right? And now they could just enjoy the friendship. And so that relationship isn't over, it's just changed form. How do you know when a relationship is over? If it's over, done, I'd say you're not physical anymore. You know, people could say we're not in a relationship, we're just having sex. And I'm like, sex is a pretty intimate form of a relationship. Even if you say there's no attachment or there's no obligation or commitment, it's still a relationship. So when is the relationship over? You're not kissing, you're not making out, you're not having sex. You've agreed to not share a life together anymore. And in some cases, that means you're not talking at all. And in other cases, like I say, it just changes form into something else. Is jealousy healthy in a relationship? No, categorically it's not. Is it a natural human behavior? Yeah, absolutely. I would say it's something to be worked through. If I'm feeling jealous, it means one of two things. One, I've got a jealousy problem and I need to work through that because I feel insecure. Or two, my partner is behaving in a way that is untrustworthy and now I'm feeling jealous and I need to explore, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that jealousy. Okay, so is jealousy healthy? No. Is it natural? Yes, and then it needs to be worked through. If my partner is behaving in a way that is untrustworthy, then that needs to change or we don't have a relationship. But if they're acting completely trustworthy and I'm just the jealous type, then we may need to explore what's going on for me or at least discuss what our boundaries are, what our expectations are. And I just may need that reassurance. Sex on a first date? No. Not if your goal is to be in a healthy, committed relationship. Now, some of you are already, but no, my partner and I, we had sex on the first date and we're still together and we're still happy. Yes, absolutely. There are plenty of people that happens to, but they are the exceptions, not the rule. Statistically, sex on the first date tends to go bad. I mean, the sex may or may not go bad, but it tends to go bad for the relationship. The reason being is that sex is bonding, right? We try and say that it's not, but oxytocin, vasopressin, these are bonding hormones that are released into our bloodstream and into our brains when we have sex that bond us together. And we run the risk of feeling like we know the person more than we actually do and that we're more in love than we actually are, and it's just a mirage. Slowing it down, and you might be second guessing their motives, right? They just want to get into my pants or they really care about me. There's no real way to know if you just jump into bed on the first date. Again, there are exceptions to that rule, plenty of them. But if we're running the numbers, if we're playing the odds, it's best not to have sex on the first date. It's best to slow it down and take time to actually get to know somebody. See if who you think they are matches who they actually are so you can trust them and to rely on them for a while, right? So when you actually get physically involved, you know exactly who you're getting physically involved with, and you don't have that awful experience of feeling used and feeling like this person isn't who you thought they were. And you shared this most intimate, special part of yourself with them and then got trashed for it. How should I break up with someone? The only time you should break up with someone via text is if that person is dangerous. And it's not a good idea for you to be in their actual presence, right? Otherwise, I would say it's never okay. Like, I know this is the generation we're in, but it's so avoidant and it's so cowardly and disrespectful. If this was just a standard relationship and it's just not working out, to not have the decency to do it face to face. And how do you do it? I think you be honest. There's so many cliche phrases, it's not you, it's me, and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's best to, with compassion, be honest and say, this isn't working for me and I don't want it to continue. If you would like, I can tell you the things that I appreciated about you as a partner, and I can also tell you the things that didn't work for me. Is that something you'd like to hear? And they could say yes or no. And if they say no, you could say, if you ever want to have that conversation, I'm happy to have it, right? But you also need to be happy to hear their feedback as well. But I would just, it depends on the circumstances, but as far as what you'd say, but telling the truth with compassion, but also directness, I've found to be the best. When to say I love you. Again, you don't truly know somebody for at least 3 months. You may think you do, but most people are on their best behavior and only showing you the parts of you they want you to see for those first 3 months. I'm not saying don't say it before then. If you're saying it before then, you run the risk of, well, what I'm actually saying is I love the idea of you, or I love who I think you are. My advice is to take it slow. Spend at least 3 months getting to know somebody. Spend at least 3 months seeing them in a variety of different circumstances, in a variety of different relationships. Take at least 3 months seeing if who you think they are matches up with who they actually are, and constantly be shifting, right, those expectations in accordance with that new information. And if you can't wait 3 months, at least don't say it in the first 2 weeks. When to text back? I don't know. I don't believe in playing games or being strategic. You know, the whole I don't want to come off too desperate thing. Look, if this wasn't a romantic partner or a potential romantic partner, if this were one of your friends or one of your family members, how often would you text back? How soon would you text back? Don't do it any different for this. Because later on, this person, assuming you're in a long-term committed relationship, how you text back everybody else may be about how you text them back. Unless how you text back everybody else is terrible and it takes you days or weeks. In which case, I would say it's always a good idea to text back that same day. Don't leave someone hanging more than 12 to 24 hours if you're trying to play it cool, right? But definitely don't just sit by your phone and answer every text every second and give up the rest of your life, because that's not healthy either. How to kiss. Honestly, best advice, best practice, take it slow. You're not eating a hoagie. Take it slow, be gentle, draw them into the experience. Hands on the back, hands in the hair, not hands on the booty. Like, you got to earn that. That's not a first kiss type situation. And slowly bring them in close, and if they're reciprocating and it's going well, then slowly build it. Don't get so passionate. I mean, if by all means they want you to keep getting passionate, go for it if that's what you want to do, but read their body signals. Don't just get lost in what you're feeling. Pay attention to them. That's how to kiss. Do everything gently and slowly at first, and then go from there. There you go. That was fun. I like doing that. So if you enjoyed this, check out How to Stop Picking Partners That Hurt You, one of our other videos. If you need help with your romantic relationships, I have a healthy dating course on our Mended Light membership that you can watch right now. If you feel like you want more support than that, you can work with a member of our team. Just go to mendedlight.com to learn about the membership site or to schedule a complimentary 15-minute consultation with one of our specialists. What relationship questions do you have that you'd like for me to answer? Let me know in the comments below. I'll do another one of these. Until next time, folks, keep shining. We need your light.